Hi, today we watched the Math Antics video on adding fractions, and he focused on finding the easiest common denominator. So we're just going to recap that and how to add fractions on your graphic organizer. So you should see your graphic organizer on your desk. It has 4 boxes: adding fractions, subtracting fractions, multiplying fractions, and dividing fractions. I have taken a screenshot of just the adding fractions box because that's what we were focusing on today. The first thing that you need to do is look and see, are the denominators the same? And when I say denominator, I mean the bottom numbers of the fractions. If the answer is yes, then you add the numerators. So we say 5 and 5 are the same, and we're going to add 3 plus 1 to give us 4, and keeping the denominator the same, 4/5. So 3/5 plus 1/5 equals 4/5. For our second example, we're going to do or solve a problem that has different denominators. So we're going to start with 2/3, and we're going to add 3/5. And if we're going back up here to number 1, are the denominators the same? So we're looking here at our denominator. We have a 3 and a 5. And you should know by now that 3 and 5 are not the same number. So we have to do an extra step in order to make our denominators the same. And that extra step that we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top and the bottom of this fraction by 5/5. And the reason we multiply it by 5/5 is we're going to multiply 2/3 by the opposite denominator. So this denominator is 5. That's why we're going to multiply the top and the bottom of 2/3 by 5. We're going to set this up so that we're multiplying 3/5 by the opposite denominator, which is 3. And once we do this, we'll have 2 new fractions that have common denominators. So we're going to say 5 times 3 is 15. And 5 times 2 is 10. Then we have 5 times 3 again. That gives us 15, which it should. We need to make sure that we're getting those denominators to be the same number. And then 3 times 3 is 9. And then we're going to add these together. So we have 10 plus 9 is 19/15. Now, if they wanted the answer in A over B form, this would be correct. But all of you right now should be able to notice that the top number is larger than the bottom number, and we call that an improper fraction. And we really don't ever want to leave our answers improper. So in order to change this improper fraction into a mixed number, we're going to come over here and we're going to do 19 divided by 15. And you could do this on a scrap piece of paper, you could do this on a whiteboard, or you could do it up here in your extra space. So How many groups of 15 can we get out of 19? We can get one whole group. And then we do 19 minus 15, which is 4. And that means that we should write this answer simplified as 1 and 4/15. So anytime that we're given an improper fraction, we're going to take that improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number just so our fractions are proper. You should now have both of these examples on your graphic organizer, and you are going to do the exit ticket for today.